Philippine transportation. Public transportation is owned and operated by independent owners of vehicles, but the Philippine government regulates transportation fares. Independent owners may operate public transportation, but the Philippine government regulates costs. A 30-minute bus ride may cost 30 to 40 US cents. People created jeepneys, multi-cabs, and tricycles after World War II when General MacArthur left military motorcycles with sidecars and jeeps to the Philippine people. MacArthur is honored by the people of the Philippines. I am sure that the rich and government representatives took what MacArthur left to create their businesses and did the transportation business as seen today without safety in mind, using destitute drivers to use unsafe and poorly maintained vehicles. Motorcycles were modified using handmade sidecars, and jeeps were altered to allow passengers to sit inside for paid rides. Most vehicles are confined to save material. I am 5 foot 3 inches at 135 pounds. I feel cramped in all of the different vehicles. Due to the low ceilings, I cannot sit in most tricycles, multi-cabs, jeepneys, and pedals. The height of a Philippine may range between 4 foot 8 and 5 foot 3. You might find yourself hitting your head on the ceiling of the jeepney, multi-cab, tricycle, or pedal bicycle. No matter what your physical stature is, tricycles, multi-cabs, jeepneys, pedals, or motorcycles are the primary public modes of transportation. With government-regulated general fees to ride the independent privately owned vehicles licensed to operate for the public. You can travel to other cities by train, jeepney, or multi-cab for only 20 Philippine pesos or less for 30 minutes or more. Most general motor transportation is rented to the poor, poorly educated, private, and needy individuals daily, with many drivers' earnings going directly towards the daily rental and cost of gas, with limited proceeds to feed their families. Motorcycles attached to a tricycle car range from 125 to 150 cc only, with difficulty getting up to speed when filled with passengers. The rental cost might be 950 Philippine pesos per day per jeepney or multi-cab. Comparatively, tricycles are rented for 200 pesos a day in small towns and rural areas. When you consider limited charging per rider of only 20 pesos per passenger, the renter has to get many passengers to break even for the rental and cost of gas, using a tricycle with a charge of 30 pesos for a 20-minute ride in rural areas, with the operator waiting for 7 or more passengers to board their vehicle before leaving to maximize profit. The renter has to get at least 60 passengers a day to break even to rent a jeepney or multi-cab. The owners and not the operator of rented public vehicles must properly maintain the vehicles. Yet, you will see their rented vehicles on the road without annual motor vehicle testing and minimal maintenance. Safety is not a factor for the owners. Profit is the only factor. You will find bald tires, no treads, rusted floors, no glass in the windows, and squeaking brakes, with possibly more than 20 adults in a multi-cab or jeepney that should seat 14 or fewer. The idea is to fit more people in cramped vehicles with wood benches, no padded seats, rusty floors with holes in the bottom, and highly bumpy rides. It is all about money for the owner of the vehicles and a cost break-even point for the renter. Owners of vehicles may have 100 vehicles or more in their lot without proper maintenance. A double-decker London-type bus could replace 4 to 6 multi-cabs or jeepneys while reducing traffic backups. I call jeepneys and multi-cabs cattle cars because people are forced to sit in a confined area. Jeepneys or multi-cabs are typically not maintained while constantly renting to the poor driver. The drivers of rented public vehicles have to pay for their gas. Most drivers have never attended elementary school or may have attended school briefly. Their future is in working without an education. Tricycles will allow 1 to 8 people to ride on the tricycle, with young children not having to pay. Students, persons with disabilities, PWP, and seniors get a 20% discount. I call the jeepney and multi-cab cattle cars because the driver will try and cram people inside like cattle. Limiting costs makes for a difficult job for the driver because he has to recover the cost of renting and gas. The government has seat capacity regulations. But officials do not follow or impose the code. Officials focus on bribery instead of rental safety, fairness, and making laws to protect drivers and passengers while imposing current regulations. I have seen 5 passengers plus the driver on one paid motorcycle for 6 people on one motorcycle without a sidecar. An announcer on the radio stated that getting a license to drive a private motor vehicle, car, motorcycle, is easy. All that is needed is a good bribe. The government doesn't want to open driving schools because they are concerned about the schools forcing students to bribe the school officials for the students' earned licenses. Due to rampant corruption, the government also worries about politicians, friends, and other government officials owning private licensing businesses. Philippine Scammers Part 1. Philippine and Ukraine scammers are known worldwide as the best scammers in this trade. Philippine scammers have learned to hone their careers using the internet and a sophisticated network of scamming operators. The methods used vary according to the client and information exchanged over the internet using a network of scammers' information. Most people do not know they are being scammed until after the scam takes effect. Some of the scams will be explained in this video. Testing a woman to find out if she might be a scammer is not the perfect way of getting answers to your doubts. If you find a woman you are interested in, you can test her loyalty to you and love for you by telling them that you plan on leaving the Philippines soon. If you say you can't have children because you are sterile, the woman may leave you if she is a scammer because she wants to get pregnant for child support. After meeting them and knowing the woman privately, consider buying lunch, dinner, and food for her family. The scammer will want you to meet her family for the sympathy card. Refusing to take them shopping until you get to know them several times privately is another test of their loyalty and love. Not giving them money is another way to test their love and commitment. Some Philippine women collect money from foreigners before meeting them. The scammer will not ask for the card. She might say that her friend got a credit card from someone she never met, which she thought was excellent. An American told me he gave the woman he was dating $500 US to test her. She did not spend the money. He decided to marry her. I know of a man who sent a Philippine woman a credit card before ever meeting her, while other men sent the same woman cash using money sending businesses. Sending a credit card to a woman you never met is pure stupidity. He married the woman. I am sure she will get what she wants, and when he starts saying no, and his daughters realize the person she is, it will be too late. She will take all she wants before leaving him and his children. If there is a good relationship for several months, you will consider renting or buying a home in the Philippines. You will never own the land in the Philippines. Only Philippine citizens of Philippine birth can own land. If you purchase an existing home or have it built, you will be stuck with a home you can say you will never own because it is on the property you will never own. The house you bought or built might be surrounded by the friends and family of the woman you want and, therefore, can create a hostile environment if you are separated or leave the woman. You may want to take them home, but you should get acquainted with them before doing that. Scammers will do their research and networking on the internet, trying to find the best approach to getting what they want. Women of this caliber are well-informed professional scammers. This practice will be done before, during, and after the dating process while they hone their skills. The scammer will never ask you to do something. The scammer will hint at what they want but never say what they want. Most Philippine scammers get information on how to scam through a network of Philippine internet women, so they are better prepared than you are to work a relationship to their benefit. They seek advice about how to get the man, look for signs of money, symbols of wealth, and do things without you knowing, etc. Many Philippine women will have several dating sites and apps to communicate with. You will never know how many men they receive money from. I met a money transfer operator who told me that a woman gets her daily limit from different foreigners. An individual receiving limit was $1,100 US a day at that time for not having to work. She may be collecting money from other types of money senders, or she may be receiving money deposited to her GCash account she has. GCash is an account used in the Philippines in place of a bank. They prefer to meet the man they found on the dating site. Continued in Part 2, Philippine Scammers.